Welcome to Teamstevens analyzation of a game from the recent tournament in Norfolk. It was a 2-week tournament starting last weekend on last Saturday. Me, Lewis Stevens, playing black against Alex Lang white. The opening started as a French defense with just normal moves. And I noticed lately that a lot of people been playing Knight D2 in the tournaments that I go to ever since Magnus Carlsen started playing this move. It's an old move. He's not by any means the inventor of the move. However, he has been lately a proponent of this line of play. Black captures, and basically, normally Bishop G5 is played here, but for some reason, which is also a line my opponent decided to capture. But to me, in my opinion, in my theory, this get rid of white's only developed piece, which was the knight, in exchange for my knight, of course, but activate my queen, which leaves me at this particular point with the only developed piece. Knight F3 is still a normal move. And what I decided to do was play C5, since my opponent may or may not be in his book or his repertoire, but the normal move at this point would actually be H6, preventing Bishop G5 followed by Bishop D3, chasing my queen over to H5 and thus rendering it somewhat out of play. But my opponent, in his eagerness to castle, played Bishop G5 check. And of course, trying to offer an exchange of bishops, since my dark square bishop is my bad bishop and his light square bishop is his good bishop, based on the central pawns on E6 and D4 respectively. My partner blindly exchanges and carries out his plan of castling, which at this point I still should go ahead and play H6, but without his light square bishop, it doesn't really seem to be very much of a threat. So I opted to go for the following exchange, putting pressure on the knight and preparing to castle at the same time. Here, my opponent's threatened, of course, knight C7 check, while at the same time threatening the square D6. So I just simply played rook C7 to prevent the check, and if he played knight D6, it'll just again be a series of exchanges. And at the same time, I'm occupying the open C file with my rook. With this castling move, I saw a nice little combination that revolves around whether or not white captures the free hanging knight, which he does, and rook FD8, he soon realized that his queen's only square of retreat is to either capture the rook or capture the pawn on B2. But the pawn on B2 was actually poisoned due to the following combination of queen take F7, F2 check, excuse me, and if king H1, queen take F1 mate, and my opponent played rook capture F2, which leaves rook D1 checkmate. And the main theme to gather from this game is to make sure that you keep up with development. When Bishop C5 was played, knight B6 threatening the bishop, giving giving white time to develop his dark square bishop and, get some organization amongst his pieces. Thank you very much. This is another episode from Teamstevens.